reporting by myself, Carl Towers, dated July 25th, 1967. It has been 22 years since the end of the Second World War. I have been recruited into the American CIA under the classified Project Paperclip for my outstanding credentials in the Third Reich. It's funny, during the war, the OSS were my enemies. Now, they've changed their name and have become my employers. There is not only an arms race against the Soviet Union, but also a race against mind control warfare. And the Americans have been working to further their studies on the experimentations. I do not know if this will end in peace or nuclear war, but I do know this: the American people will never be the same. Recently, the CIA has stationed me in Detroit, Michigan, to study both the mental and social psychology of the citizens living in the intercity. With the recent riots in Detroit, the government has authorized me to take any steps necessary for my work, even to the extent of psychosurgery and lobotomy, all under the umbrella of their classified project, MK Ultra.
Hello, Charlie. I see you're sitting comfortably. I just finished another session with that insufferable Linda Morowski. Every week I tell her to leave her boyfriend, and every week she comes in crying, saying he used her for money again. Some people just never fucking learn. Of course, if they did, they wouldn't come and see me and give me money. You understand me, Charlie? You aware of anything? Of course, I don't have you around to converse. I have you around to listen. You know, Jeffrey Dahmer tried to have a pet like you. The only problem was he didn't understand the science of lobotomy. My sweet innocent Charlie. What would I do without you? And to think you were just a homeless man I invited over for dinner on a cold winter night. Don't give me that look, Charlie. You have shelter now, fresh clothes. You're a domesticated animal whose mind I had spayed, but is that any worse than freezing to death under an overpass? Of course not. You might not be aware of anything, but somewhere, deep, sculpted pits in your mind must lie the countless times I've told you my grand design. Page after page, step after step. He's here. All right, Charlie. I'm off to another session with a patient. I'll be right back. Don't worry.
I dreamed about her last night, which I suppose is a blessing because it meant I was actually able to sleep for a little bit. But when I woke up, I just stared at the ceiling. I've cried so much I can't even cry anymore. It's just this feeling like I'm sinking further down in this black trench. God, I hate this feeling.
Stephen, it's been 3 months since Valerie's death, and it appears your sleep disorder's getting worse.
I don't see how it could have happened. We had a oil change and a tune-up less than a week before the accident.
Unfortunately, these things happen. Automobile accidents are one of the leading causes of death in the country. But like I said, it's been 3 months.
So what, I'm supposed to turn it off and go back to normal?
Look, the grieving process is going to take a while, and I'm by no means rushing you. But it's your sleep disorder that concerns me. It's gotten worse, and I think it's time we do something about it.
What is there we can do at this point?
Well, I would like to put you on a new medication. This here is binaural. You can't find it in any pharmacies because it comes from top psychiatry labs.
Why is it in pharmacies?
Well, to be completely honest with you, the reason it's not in pharmacies is because it hasn't been FDA approved. But that's only because it's new in the world of medical science.
You know, Doc, you've seen that I've been fucked up for a few months now, and why haven't you prescribed this to me earlier?
That's because this particular medicine is very strong, and I didn't want to give you something that would be too strong for you. But since your sleep disorder's gotten worse, I think it's time we moved on to something with a little bit more potency. Here. I want you to take 2 before bed every night, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Are there any side effects?
There may be some slight mood, but nothing radical.
All right.
Stephen, I promise you, things are going to get better. Binaural has been tested and proved to be extremely effective in the psychiatric community. Now, we still have a few moments left. Is there anything else on your mind you'd like to discuss?
Well, there was this other dream I had a couple nights ago. It's been troubling me since.
Okay, tell me about it.
I was at this amusement park I used to go to when I was a kid, with my family and everything, you know.
The family with you?
No, it was grown adult me. And I remember I was walking further and further into the park, past all the rides and shit like that, until I was at the very end of the park, and there was nothing there but a fun house. And you, Dr. Towers, you were standing right out in front wearing one of the employee outfits, you know, they wear there. And you said, "Enter if you dare." And then I walked in. And then I woke up.
That's time.
So what do you think it means?
I'm sure the amusement park represents the chaos your life has been in lately. The fact that I was there is your subconscious cataloging people you know into your dreams. Nothing to worry about.
All right. Same time next week?
Yes, and I want you to take 600 milligrams of binaural before bed every night. If you have any issues or concerns, feel free to contact me.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Towers.
Have a good day. Hello?
Hi, you. I'm not calling at a bad time, am I?
No, not at all. In fact, I was just thinking about you. I was about to give you a call. What are you up to?
Nothing much. Doing some laundry with Bianca. Want to make sure I have something really cute to wear for our date Thursday.
I'm sure whatever you wear, you'll look fantastic.
Oh, you are too kind.
You sure you're okay with going to the coffee shop for Thursday?
Yeah, we're meeting at the one at 12 Mile and Grand River, right?
That's the one.
Yes, I love that place.
Great. Well, I do hate to end our phone calls, but I should probably go and make sure my best-looking outfit is ready as well.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you later, Ludwig.
Hey, if you're not too busy tonight, how about I give you a call later?
Sounds good.
All right, then. Bye-bye.
All righty, bye.
So, you're finally gonna meet him in person. Are you excited?
You know, I am actually. After a couple of months of talking to guys online, I weed out the bad ones. And Ludwig and I have always had a great connection when we talk.
Okay. So a coffee shop, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really seem like the most romantic place to have a first date.
Well, what is a good place or a romantic place to have a first date?
I don't know, a club maybe?
A club. Girl, do I look 25 to you? First of all, a coffee shop is a great place to have a first date. It is quiet, it is quaint, and you get to have a good conversation.
Mom,
Yes, Bianca.
I don't want this man hurting you like Dad did.
I know, sweetie. I don't want that either. This is why people go on first dates. So you meet up in a public place and see how people act, see if you really like the person. Bianca, look. If any red flags come up, If the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, I will break it off. I will not let this man or any man hurt me or you again. Ever.
My father worked on MK Ultra back in the 50s. Didn't talk about it much, as it was classified. But I distinctly remember him saying, "Son, the human mind is like clay. With the right education and tools, you can mold it into whatever you want." I used to think he was talking about our own minds, but I quickly came to realize that was not the case. He was a great man, my father. Greater than me. I was his apprentice in the fields of neuroscience and psychiatry. I'm sorry, Charlie. I forgot to feed you. Here. As I was saying, I learned everything I know from my father about the human mind. How to operate on it, deconstruct it, and control it. This would, of course, lead me to be part of Project Lava Lamp and other operatives. But none of those will come close to my greatest achievements. Binaural.
Hi, Ludwig.
Hey. How are you?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
I'm well. So nice to finally see you in person. You look fantastic, by the way.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're pretty handsome yourself, you know.
Please, we're not chatting online anymore. There's no reason to lie to me. So, how are things?
Things are okay. I just dropped Bianca off at practice.
And how's Bianca doing?
She's doing well. But this new semester's kind of hard for her. Well, getting to fit in and grades and whatnot. I don't know how to help her. You know, when she tells me what these new kids are talking about and what they're into, I'm lost.
Well, adolescence can be a very difficult time. My college thesis was on the components of the peculiar teenage mind.
Really? Well, if you don't mind me asking, why did you choose that as your thesis?
Well, not to sound too hollow and bleak, but it's profitable to have this kind of information. Big business, for one, will pay a pretty penny. For commercial reasons, obviously.
Oh, so you did it for the money.
Well, I wrote it to graduate, but I just want to give you a real example on why it would be profitable to study the adolescent mind. I feel I picked that topic because when I was a child, I didn't fit in with the other children, and becoming a teenager was even stranger.
Tell me about it. I live with one.
I hope this isn't too personal, but does Bianca ever rebel?
She does sometimes, but it's not as bad as like what you would see on TV.
Well, rebellion was a big part of my thesis. Most teenagers, not all, but most, want to rebel against their parents, against the norms of society that their parents have introduced them to. Yet at the same time, they're desperately trying to fit in with other teenagers, fit into a culture that was created and commercialized by businesses that their parents work for. So the whole thing is a bit of a paradox. I'm sorry, I get carried away.
No, don't apologize. I've just never been on a first date with someone that had such a in-depth analysis on how teenagers function.
Curse of the neuroscientist and psychiatrist can't help but talk about boring subjects.
Aw, that's okay. I like that about you. So, if you're not busy Monday, I would love to invite you over and cook you something.
Monday sounds fantastic. Should I bring something? Wine?
Wine would be great. So, how was that one patient you were telling me about? The one with the sleep disorder?
Oh, he's much better. I have him on a new medication that's working like a charm.
Ma'am, before we begin, I need to ask you a few questions.
Yes, go ahead.
What is your name?
Virginia Reynolds.
And what is my name?
You told me it was Carl Towers.
Good. How do you feel about babies? Do you like babies?
Oh, I love babies.
Good. Now I'm going to turn this knob here, and when I do, there is going to be a slight electrical frequencies going directly into a certain area of your brain. You won't feel a thing. Just look at me, and in 15 seconds I'm going to ask you the same questions I just did. Do you understand?
Yes.
Very good. Let's begin. What is your name?
Virginia Reynolds.
And what is my name?
Carl Towers.
Do you like babies, Virginia?
I hate babies. feel upset. But I don't remember why.
Virginia, do you like babies?
Babies? Of course, I love babies.
Excellent.
Naomi, this chicken is quite exceptional.
Oh, you're so sweet. I can't take all the credit, though. Bianca did help in the kitchen.
Well, Bianca, you're a wonderful cook as well.
Bianca, Ludwig just gave you a compliment. What do you say?
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So, Ludwig, do you have any interesting new clients that you're seeing?
Well, I can't say anything specific because of confidentiality, but why do you ask?
No reason. I just find your work to be fascinating.
That's very sweet of you. I can assure you my work is not that interesting. Unlike the top player of the girls' junior varsity basketball team, from what her mother tells me.
Why would you tell him that?
What would be the problem with me telling him that? Oh, you have to forgive her. She hasn't been herself since she got back her chemistry paper.
Not doing too well in chemistry, huh? What are you studying specifically?
Balancing chemical equations.
I hated balancing chemical equations when I was in high school. The only problem was in my field, I had to learn them and get quite good at them. If you would like, I could help you out with them.
That's very nice of you. See, Bianca? Everything is okay.
I'm done eating. I'm gonna be excused.
Oh, Bianca, don't be rude.
I'm not being rude.
Can't you sit down here and talk to us for a little while?
Please.
All right. Okay.
Good night, Monique.
I have a feeling she's not quite fond of me.
I apologize for tonight, Ludwig.
Don't apologize. We had a good night, and the food was fantastic.
I just wish you could see the good in you that I do.
I appreciate that, Naomi. I really do. She's a teenager. I'm sure in time she'll reach an understanding.
What if she never does?
I have a feeling she will.
Ludwig, I'm going to be honest with you now. I don't know what I'm doing lately. I feel like I rushed into a relationship because I wanted to prove to myself and to my daughter and the rest of the planet Earth, for that matter, that I got over my ex-husband. I don't want to let go of what we have because I might be making a huge mistake. You're a wonderful man. I feel like if I let go of what we have, I might be ruining something special, you know? And I'm worried that Bianca is never going to trust another man because of what she saw her father and I go through. She may act this way with whatever guy I choose to be with, whether it's you or not.
I don't think you're afraid, Naomi. I think you're overthinking.
Maybe you're right.
I want to continue seeing you too, Naomi. I think we have a genuine connection. And I think from a professional perspective, you need to clear your mind, listen to your heart, and only your heart.
Okay, well, maybe you're right. Sorry for getting all heavy on you.
You have nothing to apologize for. I'll always be here for you.
Do you mean that?
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
Well, you wouldn't be the first man who said that to me before.
Well, I'm going to be the first who means it.
Thank you, Ludwig.
I really like her, Charlie. I feel we share a true connection. What's more, she's everything I've been looking for. Soft, kind-hearted woman, a journey through life with me. The only problem is her daughter. Bianca's the divide between us. She'll use all her power to convince Naomi not to be with me. I know she loves me, but she'll never choose me over her daughter if it comes to such a drastic choice. What I need is one big final push that befalls Naomi, and she'll be mine. I believe now this was meant to happen during my binaural experiment. Things are about to blend and bleed over. I almost forgot. This is the end of the line, Charlie. I must cease our rapport. I'm gonna have Naomi over here and possibly living here. I can't risk her finding you. Be afraid of the demise pill, Charlie. That's right. First sleep, then dream.
Bianca, have you seen my spare key? Bianca. Bianca, what's wrong?
Mom, do you love this guy you're going out with?
I mean, I have some feelings, but I don't know if I would call it love yet. What?
Mom, I don't trust this man.
Bianca, how long are you going to go on with this?
Mom, I'm not kidding.
Bianca, I'm not kidding either. Okay? He's a nice guy. I like him. We had him over for dinner. What do you still not trust about him?
I Googled your boyfriend's name, and the first thing that came up was something called Project Lava Lamp.
So, he told me about that already.
What did he say about it?
He said that he and 14 other doctors around the country are working together on a medicine that helps with focusing.
Did he mention anything about hypnosis?
Girl, what are you talking about?
Here it says that Project Lava Lamp was a CIA-controlled study of a modern dive into the neuroscience of disillusion, retrograde amnesia, and hypnosis.
Look, Bianca, just because someone is a mortician does not mean that they're a serial killer. And just because Ludwig worked with other doctors on a medicine that dealt with hypnosis, among other things, does not make him a mad scientist.
How do you know he hasn't hypnotized you?
Look, you listen to me. I am an adult, and I am your mother. Okay? I have enough on my plate without you second-guessing every decision I make.
I'm scared, Mom. I just want us to be safe.
I know you do. And we are. Like I said, I am an adult, and I can make decisions. Just need you to trust them.
Then again, reality exists within the mind. You're in my reality. What isn't personal? See you on the other side.
So, I read somewhere that men fall in love faster than women.
That sounds about right.
Is it true?
Well, when it comes to you, yeah, I'd say so.
Oh, really?
I remember the second I fell in love with you. I was in the quad and I was playing guitar and you and your friend Taylor were walking by. And just for a split second, you glanced at me and smiled. And it was in that split second it changed my life. It still does.
I love you, Steven, and I wouldn't be saying what I'm about to say if it wasn't out of love and concern.
Here we go.
Steven, you're barely able to sleep at all.
I know.
You need professional help, and I don't want you to be upset with me, but I contacted someone.
Who did you contact?
Remember our old psychology professor?
You contacted Professor Delgado?
I emailed him a few days ago and told him about how things were going, your situation, and he recommended a friend of his, Dr. Ludwig Towers. He even sees patients out of his home.
All right.
Steven, I want you to do this for me. Delgado says this man can really help you. And I want to start a family soon, and I need you to be healthy and well-rested. Promise me you'll see him.
All right. I'll see him. And sorry about everything. I promise things will get better.
Right before you picked me up that night, I promised her she was safe. And that everything would be okay. And now I'm not a mother. And I don't have a child to pick up from school or to watch grow up. Because I promised her she was safe. She wasn't. I feel like I lied to her. Her death is all my fault. I should have been there to protect her, and I wasn't. I just left her there all alone.
You can't keep blaming yourself for what happened.
That's easy for you to say, because you've never lost a child.
I suppose that's true.
But I do appreciate you being here for me, Ludwig. I do appreciate you letting me stay in your home. How can I go back to that house after everything that has happened there?
Naomi, look at me. You're not intruding. I'm glad to have you here, safe with me.
I just wish I could find the monster who did this. I need closure, Ludwig. I cannot sleep at night knowing that he is still out there. How do I even know that this death is random? Like, do I know this man? Did I do something to him?
Steven,
You need professional help.
Steven, you're
I
barely
don't want
able
you
to
to be
sleep
upset
at
with me,
all.
but I contacted someone.
It's been
He recommended
3
a friend
months
of his.
since Valerie's death.
Ma'am, our unit has searched your house and patrolled the neighborhood for hours. We can't find him.
You have to find him. He's responsible for the murder of innocent children all over the city, including my daughter.
Well, normally this story would be hard to believe, especially since we can't find Dr. Towers. But a man has come in and actually confessed to the murder of those children. He confessed just before you got here.
Stephen Grainer?
Yes. We're not sure why he confessed or if he has anything to do with the missing Dr. Towers. But his story does line up with yours. And with that being said, this has turned into a federal investigation.
Naomi, is it?
Yes, who are you?
My name is Dr. Howard Cohen. I am a psychiatrist that Police Commissioner Bryant had asked me to talk with you as well as Stephen Grainer.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Detective Wesley.
Pleasure. Is Stephen ready for a visitor?
He's in the interrogation room right now.
Excellent, excellent.
Please follow me.
And Naomi, I'll be right back to talk with you a little bit. Hello, Stephen. My name is Dr. Howard Cohen. I'll be asking you a few questions today. How are you?
I'm all right, I guess.
Good. First question's out of the way then. I've read the report as well as the grand design file from Dr. Ludwig Towers. Are you aware of what binaural can do to you?
I think I am.
And what do you think that is?
It made me into a monster.
Okay. When was the last time you took any binaural?
About 4 days ago.
And why have you not taken any since?
Because I ran out.
Okay. Have you noticed any changes in your personality since you stopped taking it?
I was in a dense fog of violence and evil when I was on binaural. And now that I'm out of that fog, all I have are feelings of regret and despair. Not only the horror of killing those innocent people who forever haunt me, but the betrayal of my friend Ludwig Towers, a man who I gave my complete trust into, used me as a lab rat to commit his demonic crimes. I'm at a loss of words.
I see. Are there any lingering side effects since you stopped taking binaural?
No.
Okay. What I'd like to do is run some tests, some x-rays, CAT scans, and so forth.
When do you want to do those?
Oh, tomorrow. What I'd recommend is you get some rest today.
Is Naomi Wilson here?
Yeah. How did you know that?
Her daughter was one of my first victims when I was on binaural. And afterwards, I did some research of my own and found out that she was dating Ludwig Towers. And then I put the whole thing together. If she's here, I beg you let me talk with her so I can try to atone for what I've done to her.
Well, I'll see what I can do. Hey, thank you. Thanks. Naomi, I have something to ask of you, and I believe if you cooperate, it might be very therapeutic. Stephen Grainer has asked that he talk with you, and I think that would be a good thing while he's still here in custody.
Every night I dream about my baby girl. And because of you, all I have of her is pictures and dreams. I thought if I ever found her killer, they would have to arrest me. But here I am, sitting with the man that took Bianca away from me.
Naomi, if I could take my life to give your daughters back, I would do so in a heartbeat. I can't even begin to tell you how sorry I am.
It's not your fault. I know that. But I have a lot of hate for you.
I understand.
What do you understand? Did you lose a child? Did you have to talk to a killer and have him look you right in your face? who I hate more than you is myself. If I would have never met that man, if I'd have just listened to my daughter, she would still be alive.
If I had never met that man, all those people I killed would still be alive.
Beneath all the hate and pain that I feel towards you, I do have sympathy for you. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have to go to jail for doing what you did against your will. That's why I feel like I should defend you in court.
You think you should defend me in court?
What I want most of all is for Ludwig to be punished, but so far, police can't find him.
It doesn't surprise me. Any man who could have done what he did must have connections and people he can run to and hide with. Naomi, don't defend me in court.
But it wasn't your fault.
I know, but my life's over with regardless. Even if I don't get sent to prison, do you think I have any life after all this? That society would accept me and I could just resume everything where I took off? No. In fact, the only reason why I haven't killed myself is because I want to find a way to help those poor families of the victims. My life is over with Naomi. All I can do is repent and say, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You here for Ludwig? Right this way. Watch your head going in.
Vital importance. This be done as quickly as possible.
I can find her, Ludwig. That's not the issue.
What is the issue?
How am I supposed to jump her ass and take her in broad daylight?
You will be escorted by 2 gentlemen. They will help you move her once you've disabled her.
And what if she tries to kill me?
You will not kill her. I need her alive, and you will bring her to me alive. Because if you don't, you know exactly what I'm capable of doing to you.
All right, well, I'll need the money up front.
$5,000 up front, 5 more when it's done.
And what do you want done with Steven?
There's nothing to be done. He's beyond either of our grasp, but I'm not concerned about him.
But you are concerned about Naomi, huh?
Yes.
Well, consider it done.
Hello?
Hi, I am Laura Crawford with the Detroit Metropolitan. I'm here to discuss the tragic events of Stephen Grainer with you. May I come in?
Sure.
So would you like some coffee?
My mom said not driving with strangers.
My name's Steven. What's your name?
Jasmine, my baby sister name is Anka.
Nice to meet you, Jasmine. Now listen, Jasmine. When I was around your age, my dog ran. 4 months ago, I began to take binaural to help with my sleep disorder. Now I stand before this court of law, unveiling the truth behind the atrocities I was forced to partake. My actions have ruined the lives of so many people, and for that I can never forgive myself. But the day I killed my first victim,
a little girl named Jasmine who was looking for her lost cat. Marks the day my life as I once knew it was over.
So what do you say?
Since then, my heart will never heal, and my mind will forever be distorted. All because of this sick, twisted experiment conducted by Ludwig Towers.
That was Stephen Grainer's confession from court. Very touching. I wish it didn't have to come to this. I just can't let you go. I love you too much to kill you, so I did the only humane thing to preserve our connection. I could have been much more cruel to you. I could have experimented with binaural on you. Of course, that would mean all the work I did, killing Valerie and getting Stephen to the absolute mental edge, would have been worthless. Planning a fatality isn't easy, but it is rewarding. Of course, Stephen won't be alive much longer anyway. Binaural has severe side effects of withdrawals. After a week or so of not taking it, they will become so severe, his body will shut down. Although you broke my heart, you forcing me to flee my home did allow me to meet up with some old friends. Old friends who've seen the positive results of my Stephen Grainer binaural experiment, who have control over the pharmaceutical and food supply. If you knew about the circles that I'm in, and what the world will look like in the near future, you wouldn't mind what I've done to you at all.
Can you hear me? Can you even understand what I would do?
This is what's happening deep inside your mind.
flagrant. The pacing is lagging but racing. The stakes seem so high but the moments are wasting. We tripping and fading but tripping the same as clipping the statement just to keep up with the places that we be logging and making a little dollar to play with. But it don't matter now, I got the fact of the matter that we've been missing, just looking for love. So don't need to kiss and distant touch from above. Like get the love like a drug, away past withdrawal. I'm fucking done, I'ma have to re-up. I need another drink. Matter of fact, I'ma have to be the one to mix it up. I'm toxic, I know I'm bad, complacent, but all my bags can't hate me. And I know it's sad, don't break me, cause I'm all I got. I'm toxic, I know I'm bad, complacent, but all my bags can't hate me. And I know it's sad, don't break me, cause I'm all I got. All I got.